Welcome everybody. My name is Karen. I will be your facilitator today. I'm coming to you right outside San Francisco and San Rafael, California. And in the chat, I have the lovely Jen O who will be supporting you throughout. So very excited about that. There she is, giving you a little bit of a wave. Can you believe August is coming to a close so very quickly? School is starting. Pumpkin spice is going to be out soon. I don't think I'm ready to give up summer quite yet. So is there anyone that this is their very first time at a social? Is there anyone who's brand new? And I'm sorry, my computer has gotten a little funky, so I'm having to look up and then down again. Anyone this is their very first social? No. Okay, awesome. Well, then you guys know that you need to set your chat to everyone. This is a cameras off event, so this is how we communicate. And if you are on an iPad or iPhone, sometimes it will revert itself to host and panelists. So do keep your eye on that if you're toggling in between the presentation and the speaker. Other than that, let's go ahead and get started. So a little bit of a grounding here. Please don't bottle up the best parts of yourself to make other people happy or comfortable. I love that. It's such a beautiful quote because I think a lot of times that we do end up making ourselves a little bit smaller, just not to cause waves. So don't feel today during the social that you need to bottle up those best parts. And then I love this one. The moon taught me it's okay to go through phases. And the sun taught me no matter how many times you go down, keep rising. So love that. Oh, Samantha, welcome. We're so glad to have you here today. So we're going to be digging into our theme for the month, which is tranquility. And before we dig in, this is our community guidelines. Be kind and courteous to yourself and others, meaning that, you share, you stay on topic, and you don't dominate the chat, you share, but making sure that things flow nicely. No promotions or spam. Respect everyone's privacy. The other day I was in here with, I think it was Bailey, and actually a Sonders person knew another Sonder person in real life, and they didn't know that both of them were on Sonder. So if that was the case for you guys, what happens here stays here. Of course, no hate speech or bullying to yourself, to others, facilitators. Limit repetitive product and accessory questions. Redirect customer care inquiries to our team. Unfortunately, Jen O and I do not work for headquarters, so we do not have access to your account if you have not gotten your September journal yet. I was talking to Jen. I got mine yesterday. Jen hasn't gotten hers yet. So usually she gets hers before mine, so I find that kind of surprising. And then number 7, Sonder Socials are a tool to help elevate your emotional health through the power of community. But you are responsible for your emotions, well-being, and decisions. If something in this social or any social doesn't sit right with you, it is okay to sit on it, to wait on it, or not to write on it at all. You have a coloring page in your journal. You're always welcome to hang out in the chat, listen to the music, and color. So always take care of yourself. Though in our weeklies, we don't necessarily have to worry as much about that as some of our others. So our agenda, we're going to do our tranquility mind map, our rosebud thorn, and our weekly setup, and then we'll close it out. Our tranquility mind map, if you are new, you will be doing this on a separate section in your journal. This is not in the printed section of your journal. So a notes page or repurposing page is where it is that you might want to work. So you can use a blank page, your quotes page on 38, the definition page, a scratch pad, sticky notes. Maybe you don't use your expense tracker, you can definitely repurpose. And here are a couple examples of what other members have made theirs look like in the last little month. So for today, sorry, I'm delayed on my screen. There it is. So we've already looked at week 1 was our thoughts. We've looked at emotions and feelings. Last week, we talked about being active to be able to help promote tranquility. I know that's huge for me. If I don't exercise, I don't sleep. And if you don't sleep, you definitely don't have tranquility. So today is about slowing down. How can you slow down your life to help you feel a sense of tranquility? If you are struggling with this, I thought I would share, and I'm going to have Jen O. I found this blog post today. They actually even have a downloadable journal for free if you want to do a social media detox. So she'll throw that in the chat. But if you want to slow down your life, you might consider being more mindful of your actions and slowing them down, building a slow morning routine, practicing gratitude, setting daily intentions instead of daily goals, simply doing less. Don't overload your to-do things. Focus on 3 to 5 things a day. Practicing mindfulness, disconnecting, or pausing regularly. So for me, slowing down this week means making sure I take time for walks with Snickers, that I give myself a little more time in the morning so I'm not necessarily frantic with that one more thing that you need to do that ends up making you maybe go 5 minutes later than you thought you were going to do. So building some extra time in my morning routine is definitely going to be there with me. Meditation, time for walks, and then also listening to my body and knowing that if my body is stressed, that maybe I do a shorter workout that day. Like today, I knew that, and I'll share my rosebud thorn, but I knew I wasn't necessarily at 100%. And so I chose to do a stretching reformer workout instead of a high powered workout today. I'm going to go off camera. I'm going to play some very tranquil music. I'm going to leave the slide up so that you have your prompt. And I would love, as you work or when you finish, to share how you this week are going to slow down to help find tranquility. Okay, so I saw a lot of things of people using time management techniques, getting themselves prepped the night before to set themselves up for the next day, slowing down, meditation, naps, all of those wonderful things. So the next section we're diving into is our rosebud thorn. If you're new here, this is one of our favorite activities. The rose is something that is a highlight, a bud is emerging opportunity, and a thorn is just what it sounds like, something that's not going so great. So this can be done in your journal on page, my pages are sticking together, 36 of last week. So you reflect on the week before. So for me, a rose is that for me, I'm really struggling with the rose today. I know that last week a lot of you struggled with your rose. It has been a really hard week for me. So I'm going to say, just like I told some of you last week, that my rose is simply just making it through the week. And sometimes that is absolutely good enough. My bud is an emerging opportunity. And is it page 44 instead? Oh, you were right. Thank you so much. But my page is stuck together because of that currently section. My bud is that I am closing out one chapter of my life, and instead of being a studio Pilates teacher, I am going to be stepping into the role as a business owner in the very near future. So that is definitely a nerve-wracking opportunity to open and survive in the economy that we're living in a fitness type industry. And a thorn is a challenge. And I will say that I opened my email this morning, and every time someone takes a class, they have the opportunity to give feedback on that class. And though she was very nice, and she gave 4 out of 5 stars, she definitely didn't enjoy the pace of my class. I think she's more used to a classical style, and I teach a high intensity athletic style. And so I kind of felt like I was, even though it was a female talking to me, mansplained, telling me the history of what Joseph Pilates as a Pilates teacher was, and how he rehabilitated dancers, and that it wasn't supposed to be an aerobics routine, which I'm very understanding and clear on. So that was definitely not my favorite review. Each to their own. People who take classical Pilates are very different than people that take contemporary. So I just gotta know that she's just not in the right style of class for me. Okay, so I'm gonna go off camera. I just bared my fault. So feel free to bear your own in the chat. Okay, so we're diving into our weekly planner. If you are brand new, you may want to take a screenshot of this page. This page tells us all about different ways that you can repurpose. Now, I'm more of a traditionalist in a lot of senses in my life in general, but also when it comes to my journal, for the most part, I don't repurpose. But if one of the sections doesn't work for you and one of these ideas does, it is absolutely fine to put a piece of sticker over it or a piece of washi tape, or literally just cross it out with your pencil and retitle it and make this journal work for you. So I'm going to go through some examples of some different types of repurposing as well as using the traditional, and then I will break it down in smaller pieces and give you time to be able to work on this. We are on page 46. This one on the left-hand side is just absolutely stunning with that scrapbook paper or beautiful stickers in there. Ta-da bingo. If you are new, that ta-da bingo are the things that you have accomplished. And so she's going to mark them off as she accomplishes them. In her want to feel, she's simply using a sticker in that section. Also notice that she did fill out all of her habits in this section, but you do not have to. Maybe it is, you are a school teacher and this is your very first week of school, and basically surviving is the name of the game. Maybe one or two things like packing your lunch or getting a good night's sleep are all that you put in your habit and activity trainer for this week. Make sure it fits where it is that you are right now. Also, over here on the right-hand side, they've marked their little calendar with things that are going to be happening. So the days they're going to be in California, the things of what they're doing. So you can definitely code that section if that works for you. They want to feel grateful. They want to get focused on getting outside, moving my body, disconnecting. And instead of a ta-da or bingo or a to-do list, they put a beautiful quote there. Now they got those gorgeous stickers there from Meg B, that from Etsy, that they've marked out in the front in the bottom row. And they've only chosen 3 habits: checking their monthly trackers, helping them stay on track in their journal, which is something I very often do. Reading 30 minutes, definitely down for that. And then the ritual or prompts from the app, one of the daily rituals or their journal prompts. Okay, this person wants to feel tranquil, that's the word. Their goals are mind, body, and health. Their to-dos are strictly normal to-dos. And there are some things like movement that they are expecting to move their body 3 times a week, but they're planning on doing self-care 7 times a week. If you are brand new and you're wondering what is the difference between that monthly habit tracker and this one, is that one in the monthly is ones that you want to do 7 days a week, or at least your weekdays. These are ones that maybe you're doing 1, 2, or 3. But just like this example here, when I'm establishing a new habit, I might have it in both places to remind myself as much as possible. Over here on the right-hand side, the to-dos is such a fun geometric shape. I really enjoyed that. And how they want to feel is keep it simple and satisfying. My parents were birthday party clowns, and their KISS was keep it simple, stupid, which isn't the nicest language, but you know, they were grown up. So for theirs, their habit and activities, we're looking for those glimmers, which are the opposite of triggers, looking for those little good things in your day. Afternoon reset, and eating their fruits and vegetables. And I like how they divided this up so that they could color in when they ate one. And so they could see if they got their 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 servings a day. Definitely unique. Love the needs, wants, and hope for the to-dos. You get to read all the books. I'm definitely all about that. And see the bubble bath. They want to have a bubble bath one day. So that was there. Or check off a bingo square, also referring to either their bingo board in their journal or possibly a bingo board in the app. The one on the right-hand side, I love a good Venn diagram here. And I think that's just a beautiful alignment of the daily habits, their August intentions, and their mindset work. And they want to be aligned with those things, such as scheduling a dermatologist appointment, budget, fill in the census wheel, at least one tranquil bingo item. So their goals and to-dos are supporting how it is that they want to feel. And this week, I want to feel. And this feelings wheel was made for a dog, but I just loved it so much that I just had to put it in because you know what? Sometimes me and my dog have a lot in common. As we know, Gretchen Rubin was a guest speaker in that fireside chat. And one of the things of her strategies, if you listen to her podcast, is treat yourself like a toddler or treat yourself like a pet. And so sometimes I definitely am feeling like that dog, like sleepy, needing a snooze or needing cuddles, or sometimes, a little bit growly. So I would love to know in the chat, how do you want to feel this week? I definitely want to feel calm. I'm not going to play a song for this one because it's super fast, but in the chat, I'd love to know how you want to feel this week. Joy. Elizabeth wants to feel joy. Healthy. Jennifer wants to feel healthy. Focused. Propelled. Like that. I think that's the first time I've seen that one strong. Prepared. And calm as the new year begins. Sarah, you must be, or Colleen, you must be a school teacher. Focused, present, at peace. Successful and confident as you turn 34. Happy birthday. Less self-critical. Authentically myself. Whole. Safe. Whole. Whole came up there twice. Yeah, make sure your chat is set to everyone so everyone can see how it is that you want to feel. The next section we are going to dive into is our major 3 goals. I love this. Be brave and have the courage to grow something new. And most of all, keep blooming. So keep that in mind when you are trying a new goal this week, that, you have that courage and we are definitely going to bloom. This picture on the right-hand side is from our Silk and Saunders Instagram feed of small ways that might resonate with you on how to be productive. So those are my things that you might consider as one of your weekly habits or goals. You can always use setting your goals through the lens of tranquility. If you set your intentions earlier in the month in your habits and you have not been looking at them, this is your reminder that maybe it's time to look back and see, are you accomplishing the things that you wanted to? There can also be no goals. There can be things that you haven't accomplished that you want to revisit. Or maybe you're doing a personal challenge for the week. My life coaching group is doing a week of calm. And so that is what's going to dominate my spare time. It's about 2 hours a day. So I'm very excited about being a part of that. And then I love this over here on the right. Sometimes the smallest step in the right direction ends up being the biggest step of your life. Tiptoe if you must, but take that step. So I'll give you some time to work on those goals. Okay, so the next section we're going to dig into is the weekly to-dos. I love this. If you had it all figured out today, there would be nothing to learn tomorrow. Enjoy being a work in progress. We are all a work in progress, and that's the way that we're supposed to be. That's the way that life works. So do not think that you have to have everything figured out. I listened to a coaching call with someone today, and she was actually a life coach herself, and she wanted to help women feel beautiful in their bodies because she figured that out. But what she hadn't figured out is that she felt that having any kind of debt made her less than. And so it's very interesting listening to the other coach the coach, to remember we are all works in progresses, and that just because we can figure it out in one section of our life, we can be totally blind in another area of your life. I love that. She was such a good sport about it. She's like, oh my gosh, you're absolutely right. So here are some examples of the ways that you can repurpose the to-dos. Mine, I add to it as the week goes on, of things that come up, like, oh, I need to fill that out or answer that email. So mine sometimes stays blank until Monday or Tuesday if there's not anything pertinent that needs to be done on it. Or let's face it, sometimes things get transferred over from week to week that I just still haven't done. So here's some different examples. That Eisenhower matrix is a very popular one. The urgent, not urgent, important, and not important. If you're feeling overwhelmed, this matrix can help you categorize of where your starting point is. So I'll go off camera and play a song. Okay, so the next section we're diving into is our habit and activity section. So these are some habits, once again, from our Instagram page that might lead some inspiration for you of habits to boost your productivity. You could choose one habit from each row to add, or you might find several that you like. And then also a reminder of what growth actually looks like. Um, and I really love that because we always are like, oh, I just haven't made much progress this week, but you made a lot of progress the week before. Well, you know, progress isn't a straight line. It is very definitely up and down. So let us know in the chat what kind of habits you are using this week. Are you including anything from the app, your journal, your daily rituals? Are you using it for a bedtime or an evening routine you're trying to establish? We'd love to know. Okay, we're moving on to page 47 now. So I'm going to take you through once again the whole section and then break it down into smaller parts for you to work. Over here on the left-hand side, quotes of the week. Obviously, you guys know I love a good quote, so that might be something that I actually utilize. The Mind Body Health Plan is appointments, a massage, and time with friends, yoga, and they ended up repurposing their shopping list for a sticker section, like Nona was talking about in the chat for her habit section. Over here on the right-hand side, the meal plan is simply just a meal plan. Celebrate me, a mini bingo board. Maybe you're having a little bit of a down time right now, or maybe it's your birthday week or something special is going on. And so maybe you make a celebrate me bingo board. Affirmations is always one in the meal plan and scriptures that people like to use because it is the biggest section. You can see that off-white washi tape, not washi tape, whiteout tape, they used over the mind body to be able to do a home plan. And their shopping list is also covered up with a beautiful quote. And I love this, especially if someone is in Texas right now, they're loving the AC. Over here on the right-hand side, once again, stickers, repurposing, doing things for themselves like a coffee date in their mind body health plan. Highlights is over here on the left-hand side. I'm assuming it's the highlights of their day. Their writing's really loopy, so it's really hard for me to tell. And I love that their hikes, they listed out the hikes that they wanted to go to instead of the yoga sessions with Adrian they're going to do. So that's definitely a different take, especially if you are training for a backpacking trip. Time to relax, reminding themselves to stretch, deep breath, tea on the porch. Oh, I love that. I treated myself some Harry and David Earl Grey in a tin, and I'm telling you, life has never been so good in the morning. Over here on the right-hand side, someone is very good at planning out their meal plan. I must admit, I am a bit jealous of how detailed they are on that. Over on the right-hand side, they are working through some sort of workout program, and it's their day 1, day 2, showing them which days are their rest days. And then they are using a weight tracker there. Maybe that doesn't work for you. I got rid of my scale many moons ago, and I wear stretchy clothes. So when I gain 5 pounds or lose 5 pounds, I don't know. You know what? I'm okay with that. Totally okay with that. So, meal plan. I wanted to share this with you since it is the biggest section. It seems to be the one that gets repurposed the most for especially journaling types of prompts. So I like this. At the end of the day, take a few minutes to express gratitude for what the day has brought you. There's always something to be thankful for: a smile, sunshine, music, conversation, a good workout, whatever it may be, acknowledge it. And then over here are some ideas of either end of week or end of day that you might want to take a screenshot of if this interests you. I'd like to say I came up with these. I did not. I belong to a site. Not a site, it's actually an app called Ginger. And I'm very lucky that I am with Kaiser Permanente in California for my healthcare. And so you have access to a life coach via text, and they also do workshops. And this was a section from work-life balance from one of their workshops I attended this week. So I love this here. Here is an example of other ways to repurpose or use the space. I'll give you some time. Okay, the next section we are digging into is our mind body health plan. This is the one I usually get the most questions about besides the habit section. Some people use it for tracking the type of exercise they're doing, like if you're doing Peloton, or how many steps you take, or what workouts you're doing where. Other people like to be like, oh, I'm doing self-care mask Monday or tea Tuesday. So you might want to think about the things that are energy drainers or energy givers to influence you through this time to give yourself some energy back. And then also, I mentioned that I went to that work-life balance one, and I literally logged onto my phone so I could take a screenshot of this section on the right-hand side. I've never heard the distinction quite like this, but it really resonated with me. Self-soothe. These are the things that a lot of times people consider their self-care because it feels good in the short term, like that mask Monday. Bubble baths, massages, shopping, eating that piece of chocolate cake, or having that 2 or 3 glasses of champagne, binging reality TV on Netflix, scrolling on social media. I must admit, I'm definitely guilty of this one last night. Like I said, it hasn't been my best week. Taking extravagant vacations. Yes, those things all do make you feel very good, but that's not going to improve your mental health. Self-care actually supports you in the long run. Making sure you have a bedtime, taking a mindful break, stepping outside, even if just for 3 or 4 minutes between meetings, or taking a walk, setting boundaries, saying when to say no, embracing nutritious and balanced meals. Meal prep is self-care. Seek support. Talk to loved ones when you're stressed. Talk to a therapist. Find a life coach or a health coach who can support you. Deep breathing exercises and mindfulness, all absolutely self-care. So I don't know if that may be a little eye-opening to you. It was for me. So I'm going to put on another song and give you some time. Okay, our next section. I forgot to put that one up when we were working. Our shopping list. Our shopping list is the next section. Like I say, I use mine as I go. as I know that I'm running out of things or my husband uses up the half and half or whatever it is, that's what I add to my shopping list. But there are a lot of people out there who are a lot more creative than I am. And so this gives you some examples of how to utilize this space. Maybe you're a Duolingo or a Wordle, or maybe you're one of those people who love to pull a tarot card. Any of these are absolutely fabulous ways to be able to repurpose. Our last section of the evening is the I am loving, with a couple little reminders. You are the CEO of your life. Hire, fire, and promote accordingly. And to everyone making progress that no one else recognizes, I am absolutely proud of you. So we are going to be wrapping up this evening. I know it seems like it went so fast. Love when you share in the weekly planner. All of those examples you saw today are ones that people shared in Sonder Club last week. So if you feel it in your heart that you feel confident to share, please do post in Sonder Club. You never know when you'll inspire someone else, and you never know when you might show up in one of our slideshows. Refer a friend is still going on, $10 for them, $10 for you. And there is actual merch. It doesn't have to be a journal. The merch, Jen's going to throw that link in. There's some really great breaking up with the perfect t-shirts for cooler weather. I think there's a coffee mug, all those wonderful things. And then also, I didn't know if you knew this or not, but if you upgrade to an annual subscription, you save $110 a year. I know not everybody has in their budget to be able to do that, but if you do, the savings, you could take that $110 and put it towards your savings or some other type of self-care. And then don't forget about our app. There's always new things coming. See what's new in that app. Bingo boards starting up, new ones, I'm sure, as we start September. I can't wait to see what's in there. And don't forget that YouTube link. It is not a searchable link. It is one that you actually have to put the link in. The chat is not there, but that's okay. There's over 500 different ones there. So if you've missed one or you hear someone in Sonder Club referring to one, throw it in there. If you've enjoyed my playlist today, I'm throwing that link into the chat as we speak, and I will take us out with a little bit of Fleetwood Mac this evening. I hope you have a music is not cooperating for me today. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your evening, and I will see some of you tomorrow evening. I'll stage manage or Monday morning.
Can you hear me calling out your name? You know that I'm falling and I don't know what to say. I'll speak a little louder, I'll even shout.